Christian has given us something to do, a little assignment, and we should all be able to do it. Our next meeting is November 11th. At 4 o'clock, but talk to us after the service. Anybody that's interested in becoming a daughter, we would love to talk to you. Okay.
All right, so I was asked to speak about what Daughters of the King means to me, and our vision statement is to know Jesus, to make him known to others, and to become reflections of God's love throughout the world. And I try to live my life following this rule of life, which is the rule of prayer and the rule of service. And you can't have one without the other. When I was a little girl, one of my favorite songs was "Here I Am, Lord," and that was from, you'll hear that probably in the traditional service, but that was one of my favorite songs, and the chorus goes, "Here I am, Lord, is it I, Lord? I have heard you calling in the night. I will go, Lord, if you lead me. I will hold your people in my heart." And that song has always meant something to me, and it's how I try to live my life. If I hear God speaking to me in whatever way, I try to follow what I hear him say. And God never speaks to me deliberately. It's, you know, you got to kind of listen to it. And I don't always choose to listen to it, but, you know, I try to force myself to. Because there are things that, you know, and, you know, if you think of the motto, what I ought to do, by the grace of God, I will do. Lord, what will you have me do? And sometimes it's not easy. And then the other thing I like, one of the quotes that we have in our booklet is, "Prayer without work is empty words, and service without prayer is labor lost." So again, pray on what will God have you do, and are you willing to do it? So we have to, you know, open up our hearts, open up our minds, open up our souls, and listen to God. And I pray constantly, and I'll tell you what, the most prayerful time for me, this is going to sound strange, is sitting in front of my computer, because that's where I get my email of the chalkboard. That's where I get my email of the prayer requests. And prayer doesn't have to be lofty, it doesn't have to be wordy, it doesn't have to be verbose. Prayer is a conversation between you and God. It is communication. He asks us to be in relationship with him, to have an intimate relationship with him. And if you think of your best friend, you're not calling your best friend with like a whole paragraph that you're going to read. And it's, hey, I need you. Just like Christian said, I need you. And for me, my prayer is to pray for the people who we get the prayer requests for. And, you know, that's simple. There's nothing fancy about it.
And one last announcement before we begin communion. Christian's one-man show is tonight at Starstruck. So if you have not been, I highly, highly recommend. And it's raining.